quick video on ozonated water. Last girlfriend passed last May 15th from breast cancer, and we researched a bunch of this ozone stuff. I've actually seen 3 people personally that they use the breathing ozone, not the ozonated water. This ozonates the water, but I've watched 3 people through the years. The one guy had liver cancer. He went to Mexico. This was in the 80s. Bought an ozone machine, the type you breathe, not the ozonated water that you drink. But that's all he did. They gave him like 3 to 6 months to live. He gave himself 2 15-minute breathing sessions of ozone air a day, and 3 to 4 months later he was medically cleared, no more cancer. 10 years later he did get a tumor in his neck, but he did the same thing and hit the breathable ozone and cured himself again. That was in the 80s. He's still alive. This is 2025. So long story short, though, the last girlfriend died of breast cancer here, and got a new girlfriend, and she's kind of in the same boat, stage 4 breast cancer. But the last girlfriend didn't get to use this much because they broke the bubbler. You can see there's a glass tube missing off of it. Should have 2 glass tubes. But we got somebody else that wanted to, their husband's not doing very well. She wanted to know what it took to hook all this stuff up, basically. And there's nothing, it doesn't take nothing to hook up. It takes 60 seconds to hook up. It is better to have medical grade oxygen in a bottle because you get a higher concentration of oxygen, but you can use an oxygen machine. So we picked up a couple of these with the last girlfriend. So, but all you got to do is have your O2 source, your ozone generator, your water bubbler, and you ozonate your water. You'll see, let it ozonate for 10-15 minutes, and then when you're done and you shut the machine off, the water stays ozonated for about 20-25 minutes. So you want to drink the water within 20-25 minutes. But there's a quick video for Debbie. So turn on the oxygen machine. If you go below a half a liter per minute on these oxygen machines, it'll sound an alarm. I got it set right at a half a liter. Hopefully the alarm stays off. But you can see up here in the diagram, the more oxygen you give it, the less the concentration is of ozone. So typically you want to be around like this 1/4 liter per minute. That'll give you the 22. We're setting a little over half a liter, so the alarm don't sound on this. So it's a lower concentration, but you're still getting ozonated water. So the hose is already hooked up to the ozone generator. We'll let it run just for a second to purge itself. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn the ozone machine on. This hose here will hook to the ozone generator. The extra hose that got broke off the other one turns the excessive ozone back into regular oxygen. All the ozone is an extra oxygen atom. Rather than 2 oxygen atoms to the hydrogen molecule, it's 3 oxygen atoms. So that's why once you ozonate your water, within 30 minutes it goes back to just H2O because it dissipates. So basically it's just H2O, 2O with the ozone generator. But go ahead and turn your thing on, purge it for a second. I'm going to turn the generator on just for 10 seconds, let it kind of purge itself. Go ahead and hook this up. You'll see the water starts bubbling. That's all you got to do. Just let it run for 10-15 minutes. Now you want to use distilled water. Make sure you use distilled water, because if you use regular tap water, it can have bromide in it, it's called, and that can turn to bromate with the O2 generator, and that's not good for you. So you want to make sure you use distilled water. So, and that's all you got to do. Debbie, there's nothing you're asking Carol about hooking it up for you and all this, whatever. There's just nothing really to hook up. So and you don't, I'm in the middle of researching this a little bit more, because I've actually seen 3 people cure themselves of cancer personally with my own eyes, but it was the breathable kind. So I'm kind of in the middle of researching what the difference is between the breathable and what's ozonating the water. So, but for all intent and purposes, they say not to breathe what's coming out of these ozone generators. So let it ozonate your water. Like I said, give it 10-15 minutes to ozonate the water, and then you'll just turn the machine off, take your top off, Don't take a big whiff of it because there'll be a little bit of ozone air in there. Just pour it into a glass, and then you got 20 minutes to drink that water that's ozonated in your glass before it's turned back to regular H2O. But that's all there is to it, Debbie. You just got to have an oxygen source, either a medical grade bottle or oxygen concentrator. That's just like what the hospital uses. Literally, picked it up, used at one of the stores. So the less oxygen you give it, the higher concentration of ozone you'll get. Just let it do its thing. There's literally nothing to hook up. So this just runs on a 12-volt power supply hooked into the back. Let it sit here and do its thing for 15 minutes, and don't put this topper in. Just set this in there. Don't push it down in there. Because that's what happened with what the last girlfriend and her daughter did. I can't get this out. I was wondering why she only used it a couple times. I didn't work for almost 3 months, and I knew she used it a couple times. It didn't get used anymore. Well, they broke this other glass tube off. I've even put the pliers on this, trying to get this back out of here. I've even soaked it with WD-40. That will not come back out. And people that make this system told me to make sure this is dry. The flask is dry when you put the topper in it here. So I fill it up with the distilled water. Then I take a paper towel and I dry it, make sure it's dry. And then I don't push this down in there. I just set it in there on its own. It's a tapered fit, sets in there real good. Let it do its thing. That's all there is to it. This here is turning the excessive ozonated air that's left after it bubbles in there back to regular oxygen. Just let it sit here for 15, 20 minutes and ozonate your water. The research I'm seeing is actually saying, as far as how much ozonated water to drink, they're saying to divide your body weight by 2, and that's how many ounces of ozonated water you should drink. So if you weigh 200 pounds, they're saying to drink 100 ounces a day of ozonated water. It's supposed to be dentist offices use it. A lot of cities that have dirty water sources now for tap water are cleaning up the water with ozone. So you might already be drinking ozonated water and don't know it. But for dentists, and it's supposed to be excellent for autoimmune disorders and stuff like that in your system. It's supposed to be really, really good for cleaning your teeth and gums, make your gums kind of rejuvenate. And then if you start digging into the research, they're using it for cancer type help and other stuff along that line. So like I said, if I hadn't seen with my own 2 eyes, 3 people use that. But like I said, that was the breathable kind, but they cured themselves of cancer. There's something to this. And this is actually FDA approved, the ozonated water. So I was kind of arguing with somebody else on this new quantum pulse machine shit that's came out, but that's the alarm on the concentrator because it's dropped below a half a liter. But this quantum pulse stuff is not FDA approved. That's why we didn't go that route. We went with the ozonated water because it is FDA approved. So, but that's all there is to this, Debbie. So it's a piece of cake. All you can do is order the kit. This kit actually came with stuff to put in your ears so you can ozonate your ears if you have ear infections. It's supposed to be really good for like vaginal infections, bowel infections. When you buy the kit, it came with all the other apparatuses to put that into you. So turn this up a little bit higher. That alarm should go off. There we go. But that's all there is to it, Debbie. It's a piece of cake. Just be careful so you don't break these tubes off up here. And you're good. Like I said, the research I'm saying an ounce for every 2 pounds of body weight. You can drink, like I said, if you're 200 pounds, you can drink up to 100 ounces ozonated water a day. Get that into your system, and it's supposed to be really, really good for autoimmune diseases and stuff like that. So, but that's kind of the route we went with the girlfriend that has cancer now. They're saying CBD and CBG is really good to fight cancer, so that's what we're doing. And then she's drinking her ozonated water. So when you're done, just go ahead and turn your machine back off. It'll quit bubbling. And then, like I said, just gently take this off. Be careful with these other glass outlets out here, but just take this off then and pour that into a glass of water and drink the water and That's all there is to it. Like I said, it's just an extra oxygen atom attached to the hydrogen molecule. So everybody be safe.